Okay, real talk. How many times have you told yourself, starting this Monday, I'm going to wake up at 5, hit the gym 4 times a week, and meal prep every Sunday? But when Monday finally does come around, you end up hitting the snooze 3 times and end the day with a delicious plate of Chinese takeout. For the majority of us, this is the reality. So here's a wild idea. What if the problem isn't you? Well, it probably is. But what if the real problem is that everyone's been selling us the wrong words? Words like commitment, just do it, go big or go home. These are powerful, motivating words that absolutely work for some people. But for those others, including me, who struggle to start, I would argue that the most powerful word you have is maybe. Here's the thing. We've all been programmed to think that the word maybe is the enemy of success, right? Maybe I'll go to the gym. Maybe I'll finally start that side hustle. And everyone, including your mom who checks up on you in the basement, and that one guy who wakes up at 4 a.m., they all say the same thing. Stop saying maybe. Just commit, just do it. So every January, 41% of Americans say, you know what? You're right. I'm going to commit. New year, new me. Well, in just first week of the January, about a quarter of people will quit, and 65% of people will later follow, leaving just 9% of the people who achieve their New Year's resolution. This is an abysmal statistic, and to celebrate it, we even have a holiday called Quitter's Day on the second Friday of every January. So clearly, this just commit strategy is not working. Here's why. When you say I will do this, you have just created what's called the perfection trap. You have set up a pass fail situation, and not the good kind in college, but one where you miss one day of your 5-day workout plan and you feel like a failure. Hit the snooze on that 5 a.m. alarm, failure. And here's a psychological issue. Once your perfect plan fails, your brain will take the first opportunity to say, well, might as well restart tomorrow. It's like if you have recently started eating healthy and someone brings in a box of Krispy Kreme to work where you almost feel obligated to take at least one. And all of a sudden, your brain's like, well, the diet's ruined, might as well eat the rest of the box and start over tomorrow. Here's a second problem with the total commitment approach. Perfectionism is actually linked to procrastination. It sounds backwards, right? Well, the research shows that perfectionism, especially the kind where you demand perfection from yourself, actually makes you less productive. Because when the standard is perfect or nothing, most will choose nothing every time. So if full commitment doesn't work for you, what's the alternative? Give up, accept defeat, become one with a couch? No. The alternative is maybe. And here's why maybe is the method. First, maybe destroys the perfection trap entirely. Maybe I'll work out tomorrow does not create a pass fail situation. It creates curiosity. It's not a demand, it's a question. And questions are way less scary than ultimatums. When there's no pressure to be perfect, you actually show up more because you're not spending all your mental energy worrying about whether you're doing it right. You're just doing it. Maybe. Second, maybe gets you unstuck. You know that thing that you've been thinking about for 6 months? The running shoes gathering dust in the corner? The gym membership that you signed up for at the beginning of the year? You haven't started because you're waiting for certainty, the perfect plan, the right time. But the truth is, that certainty never comes. You could research for 10 years and still not feel ready. But when you say, maybe I'll just try this one thing today, that possibility exists right now. Maybe bypasses your brain's security system. Your brain will ask, wait, do we have permissions for this? Do we know if it will work? Have we prepared adequately? And you're just like, I don't know, maybe. And somehow you have slipped right past. Lastly, and this is my favorite, maybe is honest. When someone posts new year, new me, I'm definitely changing my entire life in 2026. We all know what's about to happen. We're lying to ourselves. Not maliciously, of course, but that level of certainty does not match reality. You don't know if you will stick with it. You don't even know if you'll even like who you'll become. And pretending you do just sets you up for regret and disappointment when 2027 eventually rolls around and you're still exactly the same person. But maybe is brutally honest. It says, I'm interested, but I'm not sure. I want to try, but I might fail. I'm uncertain, but I'm willing to see what happens anyway. That's not weakness. That's self-awareness. Maybe I'll go for a 5-minute run. Becomes 10. Once becomes twice, and curiosity becomes action. Not because you were committed to perfection, but because you gave yourself permission to be uncertain and maybe try anyway. Look, I'm not saying never commit to anything. I'm saying when the gap between who you are and who you want to be feels impossibly wide and every I will has failed, try maybe. Because maybe isn't weakness. It's the most honest word you have. It meets you exactly where you are, uncertain, imperfect, and human. And it says, that's okay. Let's try anyway. Maybe doesn't need you to have it all figured out. Doesn't need a perfect plan. Doesn't need certainty that will never come. So maybe you'll try something today. Maybe you won't. But now you know. That's not wishy-washy. Sometimes maybe is the only yes that works.